Welcome to this explainer. I'm so glad you're here because today we're tackling something that causes a ton of heartache for bird owners. You know the feeling, right? You're absolutely desperate to bond with your new budgie. You watch all these clips online of birds cuddling, playing, and just hanging out with their owners. And then you look at your own cage and think, why does my bird still panic the absolute second I walk into the room? It is incredibly frustrating when you just want to show them love and they react with sheer terror. Well, today we're going to fix that. We are breaking down the exact blueprint to earn your budgie's trust.
Okay, so let's dive right in with a pretty tough question. Why is your budgie terrified of you? Look, I'm going to hit you with a hard truth right out of the gate here. Interacting with your budgie the way you would with, say, a standard pet, like a dog or a cat, is actually resetting all of your progress to zero. Yeah, zero. Every single time you push too fast, you're actively undoing the bond you're trying so hard to build. We've got to completely change our approach.
Which brings us to Section 1, the accidental predator.
There is a massive disconnect between our intentions and their reality. Think about it. You think you're offering bonding and affection, right? You're offering treats, you're talking loudly, constantly reaching your hand into their safe space because, well, you just want to interact. But look at what your bird actually sees. They see a hunting predator. To a tiny prey animal, a giant suddenly reaching a massive limb into their home, that doesn't look like love. That looks like a literal threat to their survival. We have to realize that our human desire for constant interaction is actually just terrifying them.
So let's move right along to Section 2, speaking flock language.
The absolute most powerful thing you can do to start building this new language, surprisingly, requires absolutely nothing from you. Seriously. It's called ambient presence. In the wild, budgies spend most of their day just existing near each other. They aren't constantly grooming or feeding. They're just in close proximity. Simply sitting near the cage and doing nothing, reading a book, working on your laptop, maybe watching TV, proves to your bird that, hey, I can see you and everything is totally fine. You are establishing the absolute baseline of flock safety without demanding a single thing from them. Over a few days, you'll see them stop watching you so cautiously and actually start mirroring your calm energy.
But obviously you can't just sit there forever. So what happens when you leave and come back? You absolutely must establish a greeting ritual. See, in a wild flock, birds don't just magically teleport next to each other unannounced. If you walk right up to their cage silently, you are completely startling their nervous system and putting their flock on high alert. So here are the steps to fix that. First, announce yourself with a soft contact call. This could be a specific whistle or a consistent word that means, hey, I'm here and nothing's wrong. Second, pause for just a moment to create an anchor. Let their nervous system associate that sound with safety. And third, approach slowly.
All right, Section 3, rewiring the prey response.
Now, the crucial difference here actually lies in your eyes. Budgies have eyes on the sides of their heads, right? That gives them nearly 360-degree predator detection. When you stare at them directly, unblinking, perfectly still, and locked on, you are using the exact body language of a hunting predator. Instead, you need to use flock eyes. When you make eye contact, you want a really soft gaze, followed by a long, gentle, slow blink. Just a soft close and open. And then look slightly away.
3 seconds. That is exactly how incredibly fast you can rewire their nervous system. If you offer that soft, slow blink and look slightly away, proving you aren't hunting them, their posture is going to relax almost instantly. Seriously, it takes just 3 seconds to communicate safety.
Now, I know you're probably talking to your budgie, but are you talking back? This brings us to the rules of vocal mirroring. Budgies are capable of true vocal learning. In the wild, every single contact call is answered by the flock. So rule number 1, answer every contact call. If they chirp and you just stay silent, man, you've missed a massive invitation to bond. You need to hum, whistle softly, or even just repeat their sounds back to them. The actual content doesn't matter. What matters is proving to them that their flock answered. In fact, budgies who get consistent vocal responses show measurably stronger bonding and significantly more relaxed body language.
Oh, and here is a massive warning for you. Stop wiggling your fingers. I know it feels like innocent fun play to us, right? But wiggling your fingers for them to chase actually trains your bird's brain to log your hands as moving targets. And when you pull your hand away fast, it looks exactly like fleeing prey. That triggers their ancient survival instincts even harder. Honestly, this innocent habit leads directly to sudden biting. So stop using your hands for play entirely. Offer a premium foraging toy instead and let them completely rewire that biting response. Moving into the final stage, Section 4, the ultimate trust signals.
Okay, when they finally let you close enough for physical contact, you must follow their rules. Predator touch means petting their back, wings, or tail. Doing this mimics exactly how a predator grabs them from above, and it registers as intense stress. Flock touch, however, happens almost exclusively on the head and face, so we're talking the cere, behind the eyes, and on the top of the skull.
If you stick to slow, gentle strokes with just one finger on their head, their eyes will close, their feathers will puff up, and their brain will actually release bonding oxytocin. You're finally speaking their language correctly.
And once you've established that physical trust, you'll start to witness an absolute biological marvel. Budgies naturally use what's called unihemispheric sleep. Because sleep is when they are at their absolute most defenseless, they have literally adapted to sleep with one eye open. They keep exactly half of their brain awake and alert to scan for incoming predators. So their ancient threat detection system, it's always running.
But, and this is a huge but, when they feel entirely, completely safe with you, they shift to bihemispheric sleep. This means closing both eyes and completely shutting down that ancient threat detection system. When they choose to sleep near you instead of way up on their highest, safest perch, and you hear them softly grinding their beak, you've won. That beak grinding is the ultimate relaxation signal. It means they feel so completely safe with you that they no longer even need to stand watch.
Now, to maintain this incredible trust, you've got to implement a goodbye ritual. You want to end every single interaction the exact same way. Whenever you leave the room, make a specific sound or whistle. See, in flock dynamics, unexplained absences actually cost a small amount of trust. It registers as a literal loss to the flock. But a consistent goodbye signal stops them from panicking because it tells them, hey, I'm leaving, but I'm coming back. Within a week, they'll learn to trust this pattern rather than calling frantically the second you walk away.
I really want to take a second and frame what this trust truly represents. 40 times. You are 40 times their size. Just try to imagine an animal 40 times your size reaching out to you. The sheer scale difference is staggering when you really think about it.
So when your budgie finally steps onto your hand or closes both eyes and falls asleep on your shoulder, remember what a massive deal that is. They are a tiny prey animal making an active choice to override millions of years of ingrained evolutionary fear just to be near you. They're literally choosing you over their own biology. And I think that is profoundly beautiful.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to stop acting human and start speaking flock? If you apply these habits consistently, you're going to see a massive difference in a matter of days. To really track your progress, consider setting up a pet camera so you can safely monitor their body language when you aren't even in the room. Keep observing, keep learning, and rethink everything you thought you knew about your tiny flock.